right, guys, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw in the Chick-fil-A studios. It is Monday, January 9th, and I've got perhaps my most important guest to date. I'm super excited to have him. It's Girl Scout cookie season time. I don't know why they do this at the beginning of the year when it's that new year, new me resolution stuff, because I blow right through it and all these little boxes of delicious goodness right here. But before we get to all of that, ladies, I am so excited to have you all on here. Can you tell me what your name is?
Harper.
And what's your name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, and you guys are here because it's time to sell some Girl Scout cookies, huh? And I hear you guys have the most delicious Girl Scout cookies in Victoria. Is that the truth? Hey, you know, let's go with it. How about that? We'll say it is. So I want to know a little bit, how much do you guys like being in the Girl Scouts? Is it super awesome? Yeah, I noticed that both of you all have a whole bunch of patches and a whole bunch of cool stuff. Y'all have to work real hard to get those?
Yes.
We talked about this earlier. What was your favorite patch?
Mine.
Yours is the one that was real cool with your name on it that you had to sell a whole bunch of stuff to earn that, which was pretty stinking cool. And what was yours? You had
The fun badge.
the fun badge. And what did you have to do for the fun badge?
You just do lots of fun things.
I think the fun badge is my favorite too, because lots of fun stuff to get a fun badge, that just sounds like a winner. So I want to ask you guys here, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie out of all these?
We like the Thin Mints.
The Thin Mints? I happen to have some of these. So while we're talking, I'm going to get some of these out. Y'all want to have a Thin Mint with me while we talk? All right, well, let's do this, and we'll do two things at once here. So, girls, I hear y'all are going to be setting up some booths and selling some cookies here coming up soon. Is that true? Because Tuesday, tomorrow, the big 18-wheeler with all the cookies show up.
I have to get them.
Yeah, you do. You got to get them, and then you're going to pass them out to all the people like me that come in and buy them. It's going to be so awesome. And so here, girls, we're going to do this together real quick.
Are you kidding?
Thin Mint. Thin Mint. All right, ladies, y'all want to do this together? Y'all didn't even wait on me. We were supposed to do this together. All right, let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2. You already took a bite. You got to at least turn the cookie and take a bite off the other side or something. All right. All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Tell them why Thin Mint's your favorite. Or eat the Thin Mint. I'll tell them. My wife likes
They're the best.
They are the best, huh? I don't know. These are pretty good too, though. You like the Caramel Delight?
Those are my second favorite.
Second? Oh, yeah. These are good, huh? Well, guys, you all enjoy your cookies, and I'll tell them, keep a lookout. You're going to start seeing Girl Scout booths all over town. Find your favorite Girl Scout. Support them. This is a big deal. This is how they do a lot of their fundraising, a lot of their fun stuff, a lot of their projects. But more importantly, it kind of teaches them to interact with the community and how to talk and have those conversations and really just take all of our money for these delicious little cookies. But start looking for them, guys. They've got the little portals. You can go to the Girl Scout stuff, find them. But more importantly, find your one in town. They're all over. You're going to see them. These cookies come find you more than you have to find them. But make sure you support them and let them know. And guys, I'm so happy you all came up here. This made my whole day. Can I join the Girl Scouts?
No, you're a boy.
Oh, well.
You're Boy Scout.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I wanted a fun badge, but that's okay. I'll just take the cookies. Is there anything I'm forgetting to tell them? Buy more cookies? Say thank you for supporting our Girl Scouts?
Thank you for supporting our Girl Scouts.
Outstanding. And, well, ladies, we had so much fun. They are with Girl Scout Troop 6012, and you guys are daisies, right?
Next year will be brownies. Wait, no.
Ooh.
No. Well, like brownies this year.
Oh, you're going to get brownie this year? Going from a daisy to a brownie?
Yes.
Sounds delicious. Sounds good. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Y'all are good daisies. You'll be even better brownies. And make sure you get out and support them. Again, these are Harper and Mackenzie from Girl Scout Troop 6012. But support any of them in town. They're all over. Make sure did you buy some of these delicious cookies? And I'm going to take all these ones on my desk. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with the next one.
Hey guys, John from the Chopping Block. Wanted to go over how to trim a brisket with you guys today. So first, what I like to do, open my brisket, get it open, get all the myoglobin out, and then you're gonna wanna just cut the end of it right off. Cut it right into that decal. Kind of see what you're working with on the inside. Then you're gonna wanna come in on the bottom side, start to take that decal and decal fat off, kind of get that brisket all smooth and as uniform as you can in thickness. You can come in across the top, take off some of that fat and unwanted silver skin on the top just so you get a good tender bite every bite. You want to come in down all of your long side and give yourself a fresh edge. Take a little bit off of each side, get everything fresh. They're going to come down to your flat on the bottom side. You want to just take some of that extra stretchy skin off there. It's not going to have as ideal of a bite. Flip it over and trim some of that last little bit of fat on the top so you don't get hot spots in your seasoning. Round everything off, make everything nice, neat, and uniform. I prefer about a 1/4 inch of fat, and boom, there's your brisket.
I love the taste of the holidays. And when I'm in the mood for a warm-up, I order a cup full of cozy chicken tortilla soup. It's hearty, spicy, and creamy. These holiday menu items are only available for a limited time. Good thing I already ordered mine on my Chick-fil-A app through team member delivery. All right, guys, we are back with our next guest. He's a man of many talents, most of which I do not have. And so, my friend, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
My name is Ted Wise. I'm a retired art teacher. Been teaching 31 years at St. Joe High School and 4 years before that at Klein High School.
Outstanding. How do you drift into becoming an art teacher? Is that something that just, in your youth, right away, that you figured out that this was a hobby and passion of yours and it segued into that?
Right. I've always been interested in drawing and painting. Started taking classes in college. Got involved after I graduated into the commercial art field in Houston. Worked for a couple of years there. Decided really wasn't for me. I wanted to do fine arts, so I went back and got certified to teach and started teaching art.
Is art something that can be learned? And what I mean by that is I struggle drawing stick figures.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bad. They don't even look like stick figures. They look like circles or something. You know, they're terrible. Could you take somebody like me and get it to where I could turn out something that actually looked somewhat artistic?
I used to do it every day.
Really? Okay. Well, no, that's encouraging. I mean, people thought they could teach me how to dance, and that didn't work out so well. So this gives me some hope. But I noticed you have two pieces here, real quick, before we get into some other stuff. Tell me about these and what you've got going on here with these.
I painted these because I wanted a couple of examples to take for the workshop I'm going to do, and I mainly work with acrylics, and my main subject matter is usually landscapes. Mm-hmm. So and simple landscapes. So I want to do a couple of those to show the participants, you know, what they can expect and what we're kind of going to do. The same kind of thing like this.
Yes, sir. Forgive my ignorance. I know acrylic is a type of paint. I get that, but what makes acrylic good for something like this, canvas or whatever, versus whatever the normal paint is? I don't even know how to ask that.
The other would be oil paint.
Oil paint. Okay, there you go.
Oil paint is great, but it takes forever to dry, and it's easier to mess up and make mud out of it because you overblend it. With acrylics, they dry very quickly. We had to use it in school because they're cheaper than oil paints, and we didn't have anything to, you know, what would we do with leftover thinner?
Yeah, right.
So we used water-based paints, which are acrylics, and you let them dry, and then you paint in layers, like the dark layer, the medium layer, and the light layer over it, and it's a process.
Well, I noticed this amazing Bob Ross shirt here. I mean, this is spectacular, but it leads me to a question. I noticed he's holding this palette thing with all the different colors. Is that how you guys do it? Do y'all have something like that, or do you have just a tube of the different paints, or how does that kind of work?
Well, it comes in paints. The paints come in tubes, but yeah, we have palettes. We usually use paper plates or something you can just throw away because they dry pretty quickly. You know, after 10 or 12 minutes, they're dry, they're no good anymore, so you have to paint kind of fast.
I got you. That makes sense. So you have up at Crossroads Art House, next Saturday, you've got an acrylic workshop coming up. Tell me about that. If I've never been to an acrylic workshop before, but I wanted to check this out, what can I kind of expect? Do I have to be nervous walking through the door? Am I expected to turn out a masterpiece my very first day? What can I kind of expect if I show up to this thing?
Yes, masterpiece.
Perfect. Well, I heard the instructor is capable of that, of getting those out, so good call.
We're going to the basics of just sketching it out on the canvas and starting with the different layers that we're going to start with dark going to light. And I'll demonstrate. It's going to be an instructed painting that we're going to do. We're all going to do the same painting. It was what I would do in my class.
Yes, sir.
For every class, I would start over and do it with them. So they will paint the sky, then we'll paint this, and we'll paint that, and we'll paint things over that once they dry.
Outstanding.
So
Do y'all? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Do you all work with we did the Nave on an episode of Meet Victoria, and I went into one of their kids' art classes,
Right.
and they whooped my rear end because I had forgotten the primary colors and the tertiary colors, all that stuff that you learn when you're a lot younger, and those kids were spectacular with it, and they were mixing colors and I was trying to cheat off the kids next to me because they were getting it right and I wasn't, and all of that. Is it kind of the same thing? Do y'all? Is that part of it where because I had completely forgotten, to be honest, about all the different primary colors and how that all worked, because I learned that in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and so I'd forgotten most of it, but it was interesting to rehash it and to relearn it, and then to see it, and in fact, as an adult, actually mixing those colors and watching it turn out, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so y'all go through all that and kind of do that same
Yeah,
thing?
we basically are going to be using the 3 primaries, red, yellow, and blue, plus black and white. And of course, from the primaries, you can mix the secondary colors, and from the secondaries and the primaries, you make intermediate colors, and so it goes on and on. You can make all the colors with the primaries, except those 3. God made those colors.
Right.
You can't make those colors.
That was my next question. Well, what about the 3 primaries? But those are just the 3. It is what it is there, huh?
That's it.
I got you. Well, so this is next Saturday, January 21st, from 1 to 5 at Crossroads Art House. If they've got questions, if maybe they can't make this date, but they want to reach out to you about something else or whatever, what is the best way to contact you and or follow your work?
Email would be good.
Okay.
They can also text or call. My phone number should be on the I guess the advertisement they're putting out.
What is your? Do you have a Facebook page?
No.
Okay, that'll work. What is it? Do you want to give out your email for people to contact you? Give me your email real quick if you don't mind.
It's all lowercase, tedwy615@gmail.com.
Good deal. And I've got for a phone number 361-652-7709.
That's it.
Outstanding. Well, we appreciate it. One of these days I'm going to get over and do this, because I actually did like that kids class, even though I got whipped by those kids. Like they were really good, but it gave me something to strive for and to do, and it's just fun. It's just an enjoyable time. It's not a hard-nosed class where you're walking around with a ruler slapping people if they don't do things wrong. It's an enjoyable thing.
Take your time. We're going to keep it simple. They can also contact the Crossroads Art House too for more information.
Yeah, Claire over there, she's a friend of the show. She helps us out a ton, and she does a great job in the community.
She's one of my former students.
Yeah, that's what you were telling. You did a good job with her. She obviously paid attention in class, she's Claire's good. I like Claire. She does a great job. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping people learn art, because I think it's pretty cool. Especially the older I get, the more I enjoy it. And so thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, let's take a quick break and we'll be back with our next guest. Awesome. Looks like my Chick-fil-A delivery has arrived. Guys, I'm gonna dig into this, but don't forget this is only available for a limited time, so get yours ordered today. All right, guys, we are back. If you haven't been paying attention, the MMA cards are getting bigger and better here in Victoria. Tapper Scrap, Pete Morales doing a good job out there, getting it going. And today we are blessed to have one of the fighters from the main event, or one of the main events coming up from the January 21st card. So without further ado, if you wouldn't mind, my friend, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
So my name's Johnny Pow Polk, training at a Satori MMA. Brandon Wakefield, head coach over there.
Gotcha. And he just won a belt himself, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Good deal. So when did you start this? Like, when did you wake up and say, hey, man, I want to go get punched in the face for a job, or a second job here. I want to go get punched in the face every day. When did that decision kind of happen?
So I started doing MMA whenever I was 16. It was just kind of something I fell into. A guy owned a gym in my hometown, and I went every once in a while. I was never really strict on myself. Still to this day, I don't want to do it for a living. I just enjoy doing it, it's free time. But yeah, I've been doing it off and on since I was about 16. Started training jiu-jitsu whenever 2017, I believe. Fell out of that for a while, jumped back into MMA, and then started competing.
I gotcha. I gotta ask, where's the nickname Pow?
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
It's the sound of a bullwhip, actually.
That's
where it originated from.
That's pretty clever though. Like
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. Well played. Like that's pretty solid. Now, how many MMA fights have you had already?
So I've had 3 fights. I'm 2-1 right now. I'm going for this will be my 4th fight, and it'll be a title shot. So
Nice. And if I recall on your last one, I think you had a knockout, didn't you? A pretty quick one or a
Yes,
solid
sir.
one-punch walk-off knockout?
Well, it wasn't a walk off. It was 18 second is what they ruled it. 18-second knockout, and yeah, it went my way that night. It was-
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing with MMA is you can be, you know, you can be the very top, and hardly anybody gets out of this game unbeaten, unscathed, all that, because it's one shot changes everything,
Yes, sir.
you know, and it comes fast and furious, and so that was your night, and I'm glad it was. You're a fighter. I know you're a fighter. Would you consider yourself a striker or a grappler?
I like to do both. It depends on what the other person likes. You know, if you're a striker, I might go to the ground with
Right.
you just to throw you off your game. If you're a grappler, I might strike with you. I may test my ability on both. If you're a striker, I might strike with you.
Right.
So it really just depends what I'm feeling. If my punches aren't landing, then I'm a grappler. If my grappling's not working, then I'm a striker.
That makes total sense to me. So you got this fight coming up next weekend. How long of a camp did you put yourself through for this?
Man, I've been in camp for the past 2 months on this one, which I didn't know. I try to stay in camp, regardless of if I have a fight coming up. or
Live
not.
ready so you don't have to get ready?
That's right. We usually have fighters that are fighting, you know, we fight probably once every 2-3 months. So somebody's always getting ready for a fight. So as a teammate, I have to be there to help them. They have to be there to help me. So we're all ready.
You know, and I think people that are outside of gyms that maybe look in on an MMA gym or jiu-jitsu gym or any kind of combat training, whatever, you know, they identify with it as an individual sport. Like,
Yeah.
you go get in that cage by yourself and you fight by yourself. But in the same breath, you're not really by yourself. Like, you've got a whole camp behind you, a whole team. And what you just hit on is, I would say, is one of the biggest misconceptions about gyms is, well, I don't want to walk in there. These guys are going to be jerks and punch me in the face and be rude. It's half right. They are going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
But it's a really friendly punch. Well, let me back it. It's not a friendly punch. A punch in the face is a punch in the face.
Yeah.
But gyms and combat gyms are some of the nicest places in the world. You're trying to break each other's bones and choke each other and punch each other. But what you said with the teammate, and you can't get better if the team doesn't show up, and they can't get better if you don't show up. And iron sharpens iron. And if I'm sitting at jiu-jitsu class every day by myself, I am not getting any better at jiu-jitsu. And so you nailed that point very well, that it's a team thing, even though it's not a team thing. And so I think that's awesome. Your opponent coming up, I know you guys have a mutual respect for each other, all that good stuff. What do you think? Not asking for trash talk, just what's your thoughts? What do you think about this fight coming up? I know you're excited for it.
He's newer to the game, I feel like. He's got a good stand-up game. I haven't seen much of his groundwork. Kid's got heart. So, I mean, he's going to come to fight. I'm going to come to fight. At the end of the day, we're going to, meet up in the middle and see who lasts.
Yes, sir.
That's the goal.
Yes, sir. Now, for people that want to support you or follow you, what is the best way to do so? Do you have a Facebook page, social media, all that?
So I have Facebook and Instagram. Those are my 2 main stages. Johnny Woo Pow Polk on Facebook, and Woo Pow 27 is my handle on Instagram.
Gotcha. And also, while I got you here, Satori, why should people go to Satori and train and come be a part of this? Even, let's say, I don't want to jump in the ring, tap or scrap 5, go get beat up, anything like that. But, man, my striking needs some work. And so I want to come in there and why should I come to Satori?
So the reason I chose Satori is because of the family environment. My kid can go there. Even if I'm not there, I know she's going to be taken care of. New people that come in, we treat them like they've been there the whole time. There's really not a stranger in the gym.
You know, I'll say that. I went to y'all's Carlos Condit seminar, and I'm not a striker. I roll a little bit of jiu-jitsu over at Holy Grail, and I called Brandon and asked if he could come, and he opened the doors wide open. Everybody was cool. Nobody, even though they could have, nobody beat up on me or anything like that. You know, I was hoping at the end we might roll a little bit, so maybe I could save myself a little bit, because even Carlos came up and he's like, hey, are you a striker? And I was like, no. And he's like, okay, I think, nothing like your hero noticing that you don't do this very well, But he handled it real cool, and he made me feel cool about it. But no, man, Tap or Scrap 4, main event,
Yes, sir.
Main event, going for a title, January 21st, Victoria Community Center, 6 p.m. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Anything that you want to say that I've gone past?
No, just a big shout out to all my sponsors. Without y'all, I couldn't do this. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to get you on here is because the few times that I ran into you, you were kind and humble, you know, and I appreciated that. And because I'm not very good at the trash talking. Like I would just suck at it. And so I kind of identified that you were a little bit nicer and stuff. And I appreciated that. And so you were very nice to me at the gym that day when I came in there and let old Carlos expose that I wasn't a fighter. But it was still a ton of fun and I appreciated it. And thank you for that. And thank you for being a positive influence in the community. And I would just encourage you guys, keep doing that, you know, and keep it up that way. I wish you the best of luck in your event. Anything I'm forgetting?
No, sir.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break real quick from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our last guest.
I'm David Murphy with Chick-fil-A Victoria. Chick-fil-A made its debut in Victoria, Texas way back in 1980 with our first restaurant in Victoria Mall. 20 years later, our first freestanding location opened at Whispering Creek. Fast forward another 20 years and our licensed location opened inside the UHV University Commons. Next is our biggest endeavor yet, a massive new restaurant taking up an entire city block on Rio Grande. When it opens, we will have grown our Chick-fil-A Victoria family from 20 team members back in 1980 to more than 250 dedicated and caring people who are proud to serve our guests and community by building lasting relationships and creating unforgettable experiences. It is our pleasure to serve you, Victoria.
All right, guys, we are back with our final guest. I've noticed these guys from the day one that I moved into Victoria. I've seen them. But if you would, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with today, my friend.
I'm Bentley Kamin. I'm here with Kamin Furniture.
And you guys, like I said just a second ago, you guys have been a staple of the community since I've moved here. I've noticed you out in the community. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Tell me a little bit about the history of you guys and kind of how we got to this spot today where you're at.
Well, it started with my grandfather. We started in 1950 in a little location downtown, which is a little bar called La Paloma. And then he transitioned to another building. And then we just kind of constantly grew downtown. We were down there right at 60 years. And then just like anybody's town, the town has migrated to the opposite side, and we moved here probably about 18 years ago into our new location. And one of the things that I think that we've always prided ourselves is selling quality furniture, trying to separate ourselves from our competition. Something that my grandfather started downtown, being in a little small downtown area, and all this competition, we always separated ourselves from the other guys, trying to sell something that's going to hold up and last, and just selling a better end product and selling more American-made product.
Yes, sir. Well, you can't go wrong with American-made, but I would argue that it is hugely important, obviously, to sell great furniture, which you guys do, and you definitely check those boxes. But I would also argue that your company has grown so much in this community through giving and giving back to the community. And that was kind of how you all first popped up on my radar many years ago, is I saw you out giving in the community. And so I know, this started years ago. Tell me a little bit about some of you all's big give backs to the community. I know around holiday times and stuff like that, you all like to do stuff. Tell me kind of the history of that and where you guys are at now, helping the community and serving and giving back.
Well, I think it started with my grandfather. He was big into highway patrolmen. He would give back to the department, and basically South Texas is where he pretty much focused on. And we continue to do that to this day. We kind of now give to all first responders and love helping all those guys because they're taking care of us. Mm-hmm. But then when we get into the holidays, we decided probably about 40 years ago that we wanted to search and find a needy family that was actually out there working and trying to survive and not take a government check. And we have been doing that ever since. Now we really have transitioned more into veterans, mm-hmm. and veterans, first responders, and every Christmas we give a house full of furniture to those guys.
I think that's one of the coolest things ever. I really do. I think it makes a huge difference, and I like what you said, that you try to give it to people that are working and earning, and people that aren't looking for a handout. They just need that extra help or hand up, and I think that's really neat that you guys do that, and it touched my heart right away. Obviously, I'm being a veteran. I appreciate that you all help veterans, but I'm the son of a retired Texas Ranger as well. So I like that you guys have spread that out into first responders or even just a needy family, you know. And while you guys take care of veterans, you take care of first responders. You will fill the need that needs to be filled, whether they're a veteran or a first responder or not. And if somebody just needed help, I've noticed you guys seem to be there. And that's something that as a community, we certainly appreciate. And that's one of my favorite times to see you all is around the holidays and around Christmas when you guys show up and you change somebody's life.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for that. I think it's very, very powerful because it's one thing that you give us all the stuff to furnish our homes and make our homes comfortable and nice and all that, but to grow your community in the process and to give back to your community in the process, I just think that's commendable, and I appreciate you for it.
Well, Victoria, as well as all the surrounding counties, have been extremely good to us, and one of the things that really means a lot to us is giving back, and it feels great to help people out there in need. And when you can see that someone that truly appreciates something like that, it's big.
Yes,
and
sir.
we love doing that. So
Well, you guys do a spectacular job, and I didn't mean to go so far down that road because that's not even what we brought you in here for today. I just wanted to make sure we got that out, though, because you guys, again, you do spectacular with that. But what do you guys have going on right now that you're actually here to tell me about that, you guys something big going on over there? Talk to me.
Well, we're just having like a truckload sale. Right now, we have been bombarded all throughout the holidays with extra shipments. And as you already know, things are hard to get. Well, we've kind of got hit hard with new sofas, new recliners, even brand new mattresses of the newest stuff and the latest and greatest. And we need room in our warehouse, so we're making deals right now. So if you're looking for a new chair, if you're looking for a new bedroom, we're definitely would love to earn your business and try to get it to you ASAP, because we were the only guys in town to deliver 7 days a week. And we know how important it is to get that new piece of furniture in your house. So we're the only guys that can make that happen. So come and check out what we have at Kamin Furniture.
Outstanding. Where's you all? What's the address for your store location?
5909 Northeast Zachlands Parkway.
Gotcha. And there, you're easy to find on Facebook, Kamin
Absolutely.
Furniture?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Again, you guys do a great job. We appreciate everything. Thank you for serving and giving back to your community. And thanks for quality furniture, too, because I've had some not so quality furniture before. Not from you guys, but other places. And it sucked. And so I appreciate that yours does it. Thank you so much. Guys, thanks for tuning in so much. Make sure you back and support all of our sponsors. We could not do this show without them. We had fun. We'll see you next week in the Chick-fil-A studios. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.